Geez, this could be a cricket score, this.
All right, folks, if you are just joining us, the joys of live broadcast. We're up and going, but it's not just us that is up and going here at Blue Collar Sports. It's the KASL United, KSL United side. They are also up and running, wasting no time. We had young Jack Pryor just then making a breakaway try down the left-hand edge, and it's our first look at the KASL United side on field one here today. One of the expected to be one of the heavyweights. Joining me, I've got Graham Bannister here, commentary extraordinaire from all around the traps. And we just went through the Woorabinda side there, and we've just been sending out some text messages to see if we can get Graham a Woorabinda shirt. He's right on the bandwagon of the boys there, Warriors. So if anyone's out there is listening in, let us know where we can purchase for the big man. But so far, fast up, mate.
Yeah, one of the favourites to win this big dance, this team, and they've been impressive early doors anyway. They put 2 tries on, and they've got some speedsters, what I've seen early. They
and conversion unsuccessful there. So the scores remain 10-0, but JUMBUN GUNYJUY as well. We saw JUMBUN GUNYJUY get around yesterday afternoon in the men's competition. But big task here. They've been heavyweight of the competition for a few years now, KASL United.
They look good early.
They just probably
still, plenty of time, but
been a bit unlucky in a couple of the big games. Be looking to turn the tables this year, and away they go. And Matthew Wright there, securing the footy. I remember Matthew Wright from his days in Manly. If you're a Manly supporter, nobody else would remember it, but if you're a Manly supporter, you might remember that. Applies his trade for Centrals here in the Townsville competition.
I don't follow Manly, but I have met the great Tuvey. I think I actually got him, Tuvey, to ring you one night, Rob, at the
so you tell me it's Tuvey. Yeah. Voice recognition wasn't going to pick him up, but great man, Tubes. One of the best.
Oh, tough as. That was probably one of the best grand finals I ever seen, was the 97 Newcastle and Manly game, and Tuvey was absolutely smashed by Paul Harrigan, but he kept getting up, Tubes. He was tough as they come. But
we'll put the stop clock on that one. So 10 minutes past 10. So you've only taken an hour and 10 minutes to drop in the Newcastle grand final reference, mate. Well
That's
done.
It, yeah.
Well played. But plenty more of that coming.
Oh, for sure.
So shout out to the Chief if he's listening in. I'm sure he's sitting at home. And
all the listeners out there, I'm a big Nova Castrian fan.
We've been excited this year, mate. They went on a bit of a run, eh?
Yeah, they won. They done well. They started off ordinary.
You stuck with them? You're rock solid.
With them, stock solid. Yeah, stayed solid with them.
Well, you're also a Melbourne Demons supporter as well, mate. So you got to stick solid.
They choked.
You're no one can say that you're a favourite chaser, that's for sure. No. Now, as JUMBUN GUNYJUY go on the attack here, their first opportunity to really get stuck into KASL United, and they'll be 2 metres out on the left-hand side of the field, jumping from dummy half. Defence is up to it. Long ball. Once again, just a little one out at the moment. JUMBUN GUNYJUY boys. And grabber with very short in goals here. I once asked what the official size for in goals is supposed to be, and I was told what size are those. So
yeah, it is very.
Back to the old Olympic Park days in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's a short one as well.
Except the weather conditions slightly better than Melbourne. But here we go, KASL United now, hot on the attack. And we get an opportunity here, a little bit of a break. We might take you through our 2 team lists that we've got for you, but at the moment, it's KASL United. Good defensive set indeed, weathered the storm, and now they're coming back the other way. And they're a very fast side. A lot of young talent there. They're spread out through some of the local lower grade, Black Hawks lower grades in the state competition. and a bit of experience there, obviously. We said about Matthew right now, Jack Pryor. He's one of those speedsters, young Jack. Plays his footy at South in the local comp.
That pass was about a metre forward.
Well, if it was only a metre forward, it was well less than Reece Walsh in the grand final. So, well done to the young man here picking that one up. Crowd starting to fill into the grandstands here.
This grandstand starting to fill up good, Rob. There's going to be a good crowd come lunchtime. It's now just 10:15.
Coming up next, we have the first of our ladies' semi-finals, and that'll be a cracker. So knockout stages for the ladies' competition.
2 semi-finals and that ladies' final, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow live here on Blue Collar Sports. We'll have that coverage at 3 o'clock. That's 3 o'clock tomorrow. The girls will do battle in the big final, and that's brought to you by Blue Collar Sports, and that should be a cracking final. We'll have the semi-finals later on today.
Didn't miss on the rail line there. That's Joseph Munro in the 12 for KASL United. It's an awkward kick. He'll get a bounce. Now they're going to have to work out of their own end. So starting to work their way back into this one, the JUMBUN GUNYJUY boys. But that penalty won't help. Just got tied up in the tackle. Bit of a tough one. With the big squads and the unlimited interchange, the pace of a lot of these games, it stays right up there, high tempo. You don't really have to save yourself in these ones. You can just go out there and rip in. Maybe Jonty Kennedy there. He's taken 3 metres short of halfway. Way to the left. Slicing through is I'm a long way from it, and our team list might not be. We've got a professional foul there, so we've got a player going to the bin. That looks like it could be Anthony Mitchell getting around out there in the 19. Former Blackhawks player, Ant Mitchell. Parramatta great. Probably he'd like me saying that as a great, but anyone who puts on the blue and gold is a great as far as I'm concerned. But no, Ant Mitchell, out of retirement, having a run around here. Back with the young fellas. Looks in great nick. Come from a bloke who's not in very good nick. It's not hard, so... 12.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Yeah, KSL United. 5 metres out, and just had a little Captain Cook there.
Yeah, he just had a look and he's dropped it, so it'll be they off the hook there.
Well, after a fast start, KSL United boys.
KSL United come out of the block, scored 2 tries in 5 minutes, and now it's all dried up a bit. But
we've got one on the bench now, JUMBUN GUNYJUY too. So there's opportunity that they'll want to exploit here, the KASL side. Once again, folks, with these team lists that we've got, they sort of come through thick and fast, and some of them are sort of handwritten. And being carnival footy, all at home, if you're following along, you'll know that a lot of the time these carnival sides, they can chop and change pretty quickly. So if we are calling the wrong name, we're just going off the list that we have in front of us here, and we do apologise, but we'll do our very best to battle on. Geez, not much doing there.
It was just stand and pass. So no one wanted to run the ball. They were just standing and passing.
They've got a little opportunity here if they gets on the outside.
Oh, no.
Just carried probably a step too deep into the line, but it'll be 6 more. He's got some lightning wheels, the young fella. Very elusive. It's Seamus O'Quinn there, the 19. Light on his feet.
I noticed too the Reece Walsh pink boots had a run in this team. There's about 4 of them wearing the pink boots.
Must have been a special.
There must have been a special at
Strutties.
Yeah.
There, your buddy. Shout out to Rossi Strudwick there. Fantastic operation he runs. Out ball, and Mitchell's in his face.
That one.
And young Pryor taken down now 30 out. And once again, they just couldn't get their attack going there, JUMBUN. They've had some territory. And Chatfield Mooka just played in the Jersey Flag Grand Final for the Sydney Roosters, young Xavier Chatfield Mooka.
Good tackle there by the 18, Ethan Finlay underneath. He's not a big lad, but he's a little goer there. Not scared
Mitchell
to take on
now.
the blokes.
Kennedy. Can't split them.
So they're on the last. They're about 35 out.
Mitchell
Puts it
goes
up
high. Oh, geez, that was a nightmare if you're a fullback, and I think he might have been a step in front. He certainly was.
You go the 2.
Carnival footy, you take the T. Is that the call?
I don't know, do you?
No 2 points here.
No.
No. You've got a term for it, and it starts with an F and it ends with a K. And it's get rid of the 2. Why go up in 2s and you can go up in 6s? Now the big 22. And young Braden Kennedy there playing his A-grade footy over at South as well. South back in the Townsville competition for the first time, making a grand final. One of the powerhouses they were of the competition in the early days, one of Townsville's original clubs. And fantastic season they had. And just went down to brothers in the grand final. And a few of the South boys out here in action. They're set to the right now. Mitchell stepping inside. Squeezes a pass. Still room. Beats 1, 2. Carried over the line. Geez, he got a lot closer than he probably deserved to.
Held up, so they'll go back and have another crack.
Nearly an opportunity there. Christensen. Brought down at 3 metres out. And again, 3 metres out and just slightly closer to the uprights. But they've got a deep backline set here. KSL United. Trying to break that play up. Mitchell now comes off the left. And squeeze out the back now. And big crew of JUMBUN supporters here. They let the crowd tell the story. They're away here with the footy.
Yeah, good fan base up in the grandstand here, cheering them on. They only trail by 10, so they happen to score before half time, Rob. They're into this game up to their ears, but they.
A little bit.
To me, they're just doing a lot of one-off, one-out stuff.
They're just a little bit clunky here in attack.
Yeah, they're not doing.
Struggling to sort of get their attack off here at the moment.
Yeah.
Against KSL United defense here, they're probably just got to throw a little bit more at them. Oh, there, a little dummy and go.
Tried to sell a bit of candy, but he was up to it.
And that one will bounce just inside. Oh, and a touch. This could be a chance. Oh, the referee's on the spot. And the touchy's giving him a call. The ball boy doesn't think so, but the touchy's the man with the flag. And now KSL United again working out. So, yeah, like we said, raced out of the blocks.
Yeah, they scored the 10 points was scored in the first 4 minutes, but now they and another
turnover.
Now here's a big opportunity for them. They're going to go on the attack. Still 6 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time. And if they can score here, Rob, I think it's game on.
Well, certainly give them some confidence going into the halftime break. And they've had plenty of possession down here now, so they've just got to start turning this possession into points.
They've got to get some points now. The halfback, Paul Ketchell, will feed the... coached by Aaron Ketchell.
Paulie yesterday played a big part in the JUMBUN side's attack, so there'll be someone to be looking to get the footy in his hands. It'll be a real spark if they're going to get going here.
So Zane Walsh, number 20, gets up and plays the ball. They're only 8 metres out from the line. They go to just a lot of one-off stuff, but Rob, they're doing. They're not swinging it. It's up the centre.
Set up a stall.
Yeah, here comes Ketchell out the back. The one, I believe, is young Jason Broom.
So make sure you probably direct them that way. There's water and food available to all public.
It's lumbering up now, 3 metres out, and that'll be the last. They didn't really ask too many questions in that set.
Also remind them that in the venue there is no smoking at all in the venue.
But now the winger flying. Oh, geez, he's thrown himself into that. And he's ended up on the tartan. Well, that was fearless. But
on the field across the road, please.
He just had a little bit too much on the kick.
Reminders of the day.
So a little bit of the old strand doctor, a little bit of breezing behind it.
The idea was there, but it's just a little bit too much on it. And unfortunately, it's gone over. There's a little bit of a scruffle there. But... Oh, massive hit there by number 22.
Thanks, mate. Well, this match up here, and a lot of the matchups through the carnival, in the middle, it's a little bit like the old show that Molly Meldrum used to run, so I'll countdown because the hits just keep coming. Back on the inside now. Chatfield Mooker. Comes 1, 2. He's away into the back play now. And great defence. That's O'Quinn coming across to shut that down.
He had a player there unmarked, and he decided to run the ball. They'd have to score here because he's fair they can butcher that if they haven't scored, and they have. Lucky because
he has.
Last set there, he had a player on his right, and he decided not to give it to him.
Just was almost like there was too many options. Lining up for that one, but they've been able to get over there.
It's worked out all right because they've gone over, and now they lead 14-0 with only 3 minutes to go in the first half.
They might just steady the ship a bit for the KASL United boys. They just sort of got into a bit of a hole and spent a whole lot of time defending down their own end. JUMBUN, I think they just spent a bit too much time on setup plays there, the JUMBUN boys. It's probably needed to have a couple of cracks in that set rather than sort of setting up for the one big shot. It's a little bit too easy for the KASL boys to pick off.
Half time, the coach has got to have a chat to them, and it's just too much one-off stuff. They've got to mix it up a bit.
But now 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And just Braden Bindore just knocks that one over. So 2 minutes remaining. And that just might have taken a little bit of wind out of the sails of the JUMBUN boys. They were right in that. They got into the arm wrestle there through the middle period of that half. But that one there just sucked. Might be the frustration with not being able to come away with points and then going down there and giving up points. And we're away again. Probably 2 sets left in this half.
See if they can muscle up here and force a mistake, get the ball back, and maybe...
Kalis Motto dragged down 20 metres out from his own line. Skipping out of tackles now. They're away on the right-hand edge. Well, they can score from anywhere. The KASL one. They're lining back. They're lining up, and he backs himself in here. Costas Brown dragged down with plenty of support around as well. Just took him on, backed himself. A young Broom making that tackle. Mitchell and Braden Bindore, the goal kicker, he goes in. Well, just shows how quickly points can accumulate. So they went through a period there where
than just a bit of gibberish.
And welcome back, folks, as we get ready for our second half. Blue Collar Sports. Eddie, fantastic to have you up here in Townsville, mate.
Thanks, mate. Wow, all I can say is it's good to be up here. I didn't realise the heat, mate. It's hot. It's really hot. But in saying that, we've got some talent up here, mate.
Well, mate, you must be in the wrong spot up here. I was just mentioning earlier how the conditions seem to be fantastic, but obviously being way up here in the shade and in the breeze, we're travelling all right. The boys down below there, they're feeling it. It's that time of year. You know, when carnival season's around, the temperatures get warmer and the breeze blows in. That's fantastic, mate. And it's just fantastic. All right. I think we might be back, Eddie. We're just battling at Telstra, working through. We can get to Mars, but we still can't get a clear internet capacity in the middle of the town sports reserve. But I think we're back up and about. But mate, as you're saying, with just taking the boys, the 1973 side, you're able to take them back to their counterparts over in New Zealand. Must have been a fantastic experience for everyone involved, mate. For the guys to get back there and the people who are able to accompany with them.
I think historically, when you look at the context of the year and the period that they travelled and they played, it was also the first time that the New Zealand Maoris hosted a New Zealand Maori side play a First Nations Indigenous side from Australia. So
Fantastic.
50 years from since that game had happened. And for us at the NRL, we are extremely honoured and proud that is part of our history. It's embedded into our culture now. More importantly, it's important that people that are listening in today across Queensland and across the nation completely understand what this means to us. So it's more than just a game. It's about carrying on a custom, a practice and a tradition that is inherently circular to identity and where we come from, eh?
Mate, I love that. And as a proud Māori myself, Ngāti man, it's fantastic to hear those stories being told around the place from both sides to see that acknowledged and through our great game and why we love it so much. But so doing a lot of work. Scott Nosworthy was here earlier and speaking about it yesterday. He had a good chat about the work that you're doing as well with the NRL through ARLEC, mate. Just give people a bit of a background and sort of what's been happening in that space.
Yeah, well, the Australian Rugby League Indigenous Advisory Council, our role is to mandate and to run the whole of game reconciliation action plan for the National Rugby League and also for the Australian Rugby League. And through that process, you'll start to see a larger and a greater trickle of First Nations players in the NRLW game, also through our men's competition as well, coming through. But from our perspective, that can't happen throughout the survivability of grassroots football. So for me being here and bringing our NRL executives to the game is quite essential to the long-term journey. More importantly, brother, this year is also the first year that we activated our Gillaroos who travel up to Thursday Island and they spend a week up there in camp. Never been done before in the history of our game. So things are evolving, my friend.
Amazing stuff. I actually ran into a few of the ladies. I was heading back from Thursday Island. I was up there for the Wongai basketball competition, and as they were coming back in, and just amazing when I heard about that the ladies were travelling up there, just amazing to have that in community and to be back out there. And they do a fantastic job, and Brad Donald does a fantastic job with those Gillaroos ladies, and just to see for the community as well to get exposure to that and see those ladies like on country up that way was amazing stuff, mate. So congratulations to everybody who's involved in sort of making that happen, because that's the stuff we talk about, creating players and new memories and things like that. Every one of those players that sort of see, you can't beat if you don't see it. And when they're seeing that for them in front of their eyes, a lot of the young girls, so much young talent up that way. I've had the privilege of having a few of those girls come through our side of the Blackhawks with the young Theophilia Mosby-Nana, who was our captain this year, and we've got Zalia coming through this year as well. So the girls that they travel remotely, the challenge that they have to come down here and through Cowboys House, being able to do that. But it's awesome to see that and bridge that gap with it. We know how talented they are across all sports, especially after seeing the basketball, mate. Boys that a couple of the boys that are playing here, we're actually in action up there at the basketball as well. So amazing stuff. And you've been able to catch a little bit of the footy here so far already. And
yeah, absolutely. It's been football.
Anyone sort of jumped out to you going the early? Anyone you're going to put your money on early here, or it's carnival footy though? You can't ever go the early, Crow.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything to do with blackfella football, you never put the edge bets on. But if I was to say a team that stood out for me so far, Erub United was a team that stood out for me.
They were very good this morning, very sharp.
Yeah, the edge running is on par, but I think they're well accustomed to the environment.
Yeah.
And playing blackfella football here.
They do very well at the carnivals. That's one thing when you watch the Erub United sides go around with the experience that they've had. It's just like a big engine in motion. They just they know how to get through games, how to manage themselves through to the big matches later on in the carnival. It's impressive to watch, and they were impressive this morning, the boys going through there. So QMC champions last year, what a fantastic result that was for them, and then making the decision to come up here to Townsville. And I suppose when you talk about growth of the game, mate, the carnival area and the growth I've seen over carnival rugby league in the last couple of years is massive. People wanting to get back. We see a lot more of the players wanting to come back and represent community as well, the boys that have made it up to the NRL Q Cup level. And the biggest learning
that I've picked up from the carnival so far is the skill levels of our young women and girls that are playing now. That's from the past 5 to 10 years. Yeah. It's incredible what I've been able to see. Positioning, technique, style, management of the ball, management of gameplay. Yeah. That's coming through their development to adjust at competition level, but also playing blackfella football.
Certainly. I think carnival footy and across the men's and women's space, mate, you can see as we see KASL United, he's looking to get a bounce. He does. He's got fingertips on that. And that Japith Munrabi is going to point to the spot, I think, or he's just going to confer with his touchy.
I tell you what, he ran out of steam at the end, but he stuck that finger out.
Hey,
He was able to get that.
all he needs is a
fingerprint on the ball.
They're conferring. And now it's going to be a dropout.
Wow. Close one, though.
Oh, big calls all happening. But I was saying, with the community footy, it really provides a massive gap, I suppose, of bridging from the young fellas, men and women that come through, being able to come back here and play with a lot of the senior heads that have been around and part of their education as footballers going through. It plays such a vital role when they get their first exposure sometimes to senior footy through carnival footy, but they've got those old heads guiding them and leading them around and learning so much. We can see the Arab United women's team that we had running around out here as well. You've got someone like Anne Solomon there in the halves, who's been a member of our Marlin side for years there, and just being able to play for some of these young girls. And Ant Mitchell takes us away down the left, and we're over, and that might be Xavier Chatfield-Mooker, I believe, who's gone over. But, just learning off those players who've sort of been at those levels have come back now and given back so much. It just proves such a vital stepping stone for the players going through.
Mate, you mentioned a very key word there, education. It's not just from a player's perspective, but from a games perspective at the national level. The exposure and development of our officials, our referees, and our touchies that are coming through the system as well. I've strongly encouraged our regional volunteers to participate in Black Rugby League, in Murray Rugby League, just so that they can cut their teeth and understand the complexities of managing cultural football compared to competitive football, and then escalating that, using that as their experience and portfolio going up to the elite level. That way, they're well accustomed and adjusted to how we play our sport, which is why you see a lot more of our females than are coming through as sideline officials or taking carriage and control of the whistle in the middle. It's really good to see, mate.
Yeah, it's fantastic stuff, mate. Well, so much going on in the rugby league space, and it's all positive, and that's what we love to see. Positive environment. Another big couple of days coming up. Where would you be? You wouldn't be anywhere else, would you? Townsville, you've got Carnival footy all day, Pacific Nations Cup this afternoon, putting Townsville on the map.
Yeah, it's a place to be. It's the hotspot. This Townsville, I'll tell you what, the attractability is absolutely fantastic. But, it'd be interesting to see where the pendulum will swing come 2024 Indigenous All-Stars next year.
No, well, that's it. It certainly was a great atmosphere that we had in Townsville when we held it up this way.
Massive.
It was great to have. Even though the rain was there, the crowd was still huge and enjoyed it. And I was sitting out there in the rain with the family, and that's probably the greatest part of it, being able to share those moments with your family, getting together, which is exactly what I love so much about carnival footy. You look around the crowd here, so much colour, so many kids, families together, meeting up in happy times, and being able to, even the boys out in the middle, meeting each other up. They go to battle out there and then go and share a moment and a yarn afterwards. It's really a highlight, and a highlight in the calendar. People think footy season finishes when the NRL's over. It's just the start.
Speaking of highlights, what about that run there, mate?
Yeah,
wow.
Fantastic.
He's
Carrying it over here. The KSL United boys here.
Wow. Oh, beautiful pass.
Oh, and lovely hands. And that really is, we spoke about in the first half, their ability to turn on points quickly like a tap, the KASL boys. They just, once they decide to get going, they've got a lot of speed right across the park. Their side, they've probably been a touch unlucky in some of the big games over the last couple of years. They've always been one of the teams that's been talked about and right up there. They'll be hoping to flip that script this year. They've got a great squad building themselves into the carnival today. Well, Eddie, we'll let you keep on moving. I'm sure you've got plenty more babies to kiss and hands to shake and stuff to see there. But it was fantastic, mate. Absolute privilege to have you on Blue Collar Sports here, joining us. Taking this action out to all the people around, and it's fantastic work that you're doing with the NRL and through QRL and everything, and it's great to see that, and great to see it coming down here to grassroots.
Look, it's always a pleasure, and I'm always thankful for the opportunity to be welcomed here by the Bindal Wagga people, but more importantly, the Torres listening as well. Mate, you're a absolute superstar. Can you sign my shirt later?
Please. That's be the only shirt getting signed. You might have to throw that one away if we go and do that. I don't want to ruin a good shirt for you.
Turn it up. Thanks, mate.
No, fantastic. Thank you very much, Eddie. Awesome. And we're back into the action here as the JUMBUN GUNYJUY boys work to fight their way back into this one. As we saw through our chat here with Eddie, the KASL United boys, they can certainly rattle points up quickly But now JUMBUN, and it's O'Quinn who slices through. Taken down at the back. I think that's Jack Pryor. And there'll be a penalty there and it'll go against the play. Just there you go, 5'8" there from JUMBUN coming in. Took exception to some of the treatment that O'Quinn got. Yeah, KASL United. As they work back into the JUMBUN half again. Good defence here by the JUMBUN boys at the moment. Oh, it shapes to go back inside. Great push support. That'll be Aiden Christensen now. With an offload from the back and a tiptoe on the dead ball line, but it'll be a dropout. So we've got 10 minutes remaining here. KASL United 30, leading JUMBUN. Still yet to score, yet to open their account in this one.
Please be respectful, be inclusive, be positive to all players, teams, spectators, and towards our officials and referees.
Christensen works his way off, and now we see coming back on for KASL United. And it'll be Keith Laifu. And the ball comes loose. Great shot under the ball there. And that's Young at Broome. Dragged down 2 metres short of halfway. JUMBUN look to get their attack on the go. Nice little bit of footwork, but can't penetrate the KASL defence at the moment.
At the conclusion of this game,
O'Quinn goes over the back and taken there by Bindoro. He's electric, Braden Bindoro.
taking on Rani's Angels on field 1, and on field 2, we will have the continuation of round 2 games from men's division, with walkabouts taking on Yarrabah. Okay. Eastern Warriors, Rani's
Great little bit of footwork, Laifu. Good metres. Again, right on halfway now. Slow play the ball. Mitchell at dummy half. Ball comes loose. So 8 minutes remaining. And the JUMBUN boys just, and there you go. Pokes his head out the back, Broome. Broome takes on the fullback. So, young Jason Broome playing his footy, up at Herbert River. Spent a bit of time in the juniors here. Had the privilege of spending some time with Jason as a young fella. He's his hands on hips there, the big fella. He's sucking in the big ones. But here we go, the JUMBUN boys. This will bring the crowd to their feet if they get over. He's claimed it. He will, and we'll let the crowd tell the story there. So first points for this matchup, 7 minutes remaining. And a great break there. Jason Broome slicing through. And conversion successful as they add to their points. So coming up here next, as we mentioned, our ladies semi-finals will be up next, and we have the Eastern Warriors versus Rani's Angels before we take a break for the official opening ceremony. And then after that, we'll have the second semi-final be Ereb United versus Burdekin Delta Dolphins. And a slow play the ball there as the KASL United boys look to peel away. 4.5 minutes remaining in this one. And a penalty there. The referee had seen enough. Too slow play the balls was enough for him. Offload now. Pryor taken down. And one-on-one strip from O'Quinn. He's been good today. 4 minutes remaining in this matchup. Ball comes loose, but there was two involved in that tackle, despite the pleas of the number 22 there from KASL United. They'll be happy with this display here, the KASL boys. Got a little bit patchy there in the first half. But they were able to just keep the scoreboard ticking over. Now away to the left with 3 minutes remaining. And just a loose ball there, so a little bit of air coming out of, oxygen coming out of this one. 2.5 minutes remain. It'll be game 3 in the books here on day 2. Mitchell now down the short side, can't link up. The boys just a half a step off the pace there. It's young Kamani Levi out there in the centres. Over the top, reeled in, and throws the dummy. And the crowd erupts in the background. And GUNYJUY come home with a rattle. 30 points to 10, and with a kick to come, and that'll be, I think, the last play we'll see. The conversion here as the two teams come together. Great bit of footy there, and JUMBUN fighting it all the way out to the very end. Siren goes in the background. This might be Quinn, I think, taking, without seeing his number. Taking a shot for goal. Conversion successful. And that brings us to a close here with KASL United 30, defeating JUMBUN 12. And coming up next, we have our ladies semi-finals.